And now we've officially added the chatbot widget. Let's test it out.
Hey there, what AI automation services interest you?
Hey, I'm looking to automatically respond to my emails. I don't want to respond to emails anymore.
Got it. We can definitely help with automating your email responses. Could I have your first and last name, please?
Yes, it's Corbin Brown. Let's learn how we can start leveraging Synthflow's new widget here that allows us to put live chatbots that actually talk to you in real time in any website. Let's take this one step further. We're also going to be able to integrate this with Zapier. We're going to be able to take data from that conversation and do whatever we want with it. My purpose is I'm going to make a little chatbot right here for AI and automation agency services. They're going to have a conversation. I'm going to get their email, their name, what they want, and then I'm going to set up a draft email all automatically using this new tech. Does that sound good? Let's jump in. Welcome back, y'all. Today's video is sponsored by Synthflow. They hit me up and they're like, hey, Corbin, we got a new widget. It uses OpenAI's real-time voice API. And if you don't know what that is, that's basically everything you've been seeing in the news when it comes to having conversations with AI with no latency and like basically feeling like you're talking to a real person. And Synthflow takes it one step further. We can extract data from that conversation and start expediting processes. So let's go ahead and make this little chatbot that's going to be on our website. And not chatbot like I'm texting it. No. Conversations, real-time, voice. Let's get started. So we're going to go ahead and create a new assistant in Synthflow here. In Synthflow, we're going to say start from scratch. I'm going to zoom down. Now right here, we're going to go ahead and create a widget. Now what's super cool about this widget, other than the fact that it actually connects to an AI voice model, is how customizable it is. So because I'm making a widget for my AI automation website here, let's go ahead and name it that. Let's say AI automation service. Now in today's video, I'm going to showcase doing this entire workflow with Synthflow. You also have the ability to use real-time voice API as well. This is pretty cool. I haven't seen a lot of softwares integrate this yet. This is new tech. Both will get the job done. But in today's video, we'll use Synthflow. So first major thing we can do here is how we actually visualize the underlying chatbot. You can do sphere or radial, but I like it when there's a little sphere there. It just looks more futuristic. So I like that. But in theory, if you went with this one, you could actually upload a photo. So if I wanted to upload a photo myself in SF, I could do that. But I'm not going to do that because I like the sphere. Now, coloring wise, I have like a darker theme from our website. So I'm going to click this. I'm going to go over here. I don't know, something like this, some grayish color. I like that. Style wise, I'm going to keep it light. Coming down here, we can actually continue customizing the palette here. So for example, maybe I don't want the background color to be F7. Maybe I want like a slight green hue. So come over here like that. All right, not bad. Text color, we can go with something maybe lighter. For the button color, let's go ahead and go with something like this. There we go. So far, so good. And what you'll notice is this is all real time. So any change I make here is going to reflect here instantly. With this right here, this can embed in your website. And what I mean by that is that in theory, if you wanted to stop here for how you want it to visually look, we can go to test here. And then what you'll notice is that it kind of just looks like this, right? We can embed this within our website and have some type of conversation like this, maybe a whole page dedicated to that. But what I like to do in this kind of context is have like a little chat bot that's like over here. And what Synthflow does, which is like honestly really cool, is watch this. I'm going to say allow widget to float. So I'm going to go ahead and open that. And because the actual name that's being reflected here, I'm going to say, I'm going to do AI automation agent, just so it reflects that. Nice. So the first option we have here is whether or not to show the name. So we can close that if we don't want that. I'm going to keep that. For me, I'm going to say bottom left for how I want it oriented on my website. Now on page load, if you want it instantly expanded, go ahead and turn that off. But for me, I don't want that. So I'm going to turn this off. And then the super cool thing that I like about Synthflow here is the preview video. Watch this. Click that. We have the ability to choose between female and male. This right here, I don't know. I like this. This just seems super futuristic. So I'm going to go female. Once you see this on the site as well, you're going to be like, whoa, that looks kind of cool. Next, we have two major options here, which is custom vocabulary and filter words. So if there's certain words you don't want this automation agent to say, /chatbot. So maybe one for custom vocabulary is like OpenAI. Like what kind of AI do you use? We use OpenAI. Filter words. Don't talk about penguins. Don't talk about penguins. Stuff like this. Obviously, you don't need to put don't talk about penguins, but the idea is like any word that you don't want to show up in conversation, you put it there. So far, so good. Now, if we ever wanted to test this assistant, I can go ahead and drag down here and view the test here. But right now, we haven't really set up any of the prompting, which is very important in this entire process. Let's go to prompt. And just so you don't get distracted up there, I'm going to go ahead and turn that off for now. We're going to do this. We're going to go to prompt. So Synthflow, they have a couple of different options here. This is going to be the very first sentence that the assistant says. So right now it says, hey there, how can I assist you? I'm going to change this. To start off the call here, I'm going to say, hey there, what AI automation services interest you? I'm going to go ahead and load in a prompt that I've created in the past, kind of walk you through why I did what I did. But there are templates here if you want to use what Synthflow provides, such as outbound, inbound, B2B SaaS. I mean, like Look at all that. Pretty good stuff here. When approaching creating your own prompt, what I typically like to do is use Synthflow structuring and then just input variables that are relevant to what I want my agent to do. So in this example here, we have personality, polite, formal, staying on task, assisting, role, AI receptionist at Web Cafe AI, specializing in customer service and asking what AI automation service a potential client wants. That's important. Let it know the direction the call should go. Goal to assist callers by answering inquiries, identifying their needs, and directing them to the appropriate services. And then we obviously don't want the agent to ever fabricate information about a business. Next very important block here is going to be your company info block. Put as much information contextually you want to put here about everything about your business, where it's located, hours, etc. Anything you want, put there. For me, I'm doing Web Cafe AI, an AI automation agency helping with setting up automations for marketing, auto email responder, CRM management, and more. You can put a whole list there. Next is the script instructions. This is how the AI is going to interact with the phone call and the individual using it. So checking out what I put here. First, identify the purpose of the call. Second, should not be book an appointment. That was part of an old script. But number 2 should say, understand AI automation services needed. What is needed in the phone call? And then what I do is I identify variables here that we'll reference later on in building out this agent, such as AI service and user email. And then finally, when that information is grabbed and we're good to go, we'll conclude the call graciously. The last little block here is for very important rules you want to make sure never happen in the call. This is business to business, specific to your needs and what you know from your past experience of calls, what you don't want to happen. So for example, do not make promises or commitments that cannot be kept. Pretty good. Let's hit save. Take as long as you want on that prompt. We're going to go ahead and go to actions now. So with actions here, we basically need to get 2 major types of actions here. It's a new action. So the first one we're going to do is going to be open question. The identifier is how we identified it in the script. So we do user email. Notice how all of that is lowercase. That's important. Make sure your identifiers are all lowercase. In this context, is going to be the person that is calling email address. And then we're going to give some example data here, such as apples@gmail.com. This is just how structuring it should look when we receive it, brown@gmail.com, etc. From here, we're going to say save and attach. Nice. Let's get the second one here, which is going to be the service requested. So how I identified that in the script there was AI service. So I'm going to do open question. We'll do the identifier of AI service here. We're going to go ahead and say, what AI automation service does the person want for their business? These can be longer, these can be shorter, just really depending contextually on what you're trying to extract in that context. One example output could be they want an AI automation for social media marketing. That all looks good here. Save and attach. So now that we have both of these attached, we need to set up Zapier. Come in over to Zapier, simply go to your app section and type in Synthflow. You'll see this option right here, hit connect. Once you hit connect, you're going to get prompted for an API key. Go to integrations, go to REST API. From here, go ahead and create a new API key, hit copy, paste that over, and you'll be connected. Once that's done, let's go ahead and create a new Zap. So the purpose of this Zap is going to be the extraction of information from that call. We're then going to take that information, set up a draft email with our business account. Now, one last little thing before we do that step and then integrate it into an actual website is when it comes to your model, there is a bunch of other fine tuning you can do. So for example, for the voice, there's a ton of stuff we can do here. So the first major thing is that you can actually change the voice sound itself. So if I hit edit here, we can actually import from 11 Labs. We have a ton of different options when it comes to voices here.
Hey there, what AI automation services interest you?
Hey there, what AI automation services interest you?
So the idea is play around, find the voice that you like. You can even import voices from 11 Labs. That's cool. Next, you can adjust how you want the voice to interact with the individual, whether there's going to be delay of 3 seconds, 5 seconds between exchanges. And then we have a bunch of different options we can really fine tune here. What I encourage you to do is just play around, test around, see what you like, move those sliders. If a slider goes too far to the right and you're like, hold on. This doesn't sound good. Move it back. And then lastly, for the call configuration, which may be important for you, I think the most relevant setting here would be the ability to limit the call duration. So maybe you're like, hold up. Someone's using this. I don't want it to be infinite. Let's do a call duration of 6 minutes and proceed. You also have the ability to enable recordings, speaker boost, and then the ability to kind of end the call early if it seems like there's no conversation, which is going to be the max idle duration. So there's no interaction within 15 seconds, how it's set now, it will end the call. Or alternatively, the way it starts the call, maybe you want a little bit of delay before it just jumps right in with the pause before speaking. Let's set up our Zapier. I'm going to rename this Zap widget call. For the trigger here, we're going to do Synthflow AI. For the trigger event, we will do AI phone call completed. We're going to hit continue here. For the model ID, we can find that back in our assistant and copy it right up here. Copy model ID. Paste that there, hit continue. And then right now we're going to have nothing because we haven't tested it yet. So let's go to integrate this into our website, get some dummy data, and then show you the entire process here. So we're going to come back to dashboard here. We're going to come back to configure here. I'm going to go to general. Let's go ahead and open up that widget right there. Preview video. Yes. Okay. It's all set. All good to go. In theory, I could test this if I want. Let's go and add it to our website. I'm going to hit copy embed code. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do it with Shopify, but in theory, this works with any type of website builder. Any type, Corbin, any type. The idea here is that we simply just need to paste this code within the website builder itself. Some website builders, you simply just drag a block like Webflow. You can just drag a code block, paste it there. In Shopify, I'm going to just paste it on the homepage. To do this in Shopify, we're going to hit these three ellipses, hit edit code. Once you edit code, and I encourage you to use something like ChatGPT or Claude if you get lost on this step right here, but once you hit edit code, the file you're looking for is going to be a .liquid. Now, this is either going to be a main.liquid or a theme.liquid. For me, it's theme.liquid. No, not liquid like we're going to drink some nice lemonade on a hot day. We're going to scroll down here. And what we're looking for is just a body. And body in this context is just like the contents of the website itself. To make my life easy, I'm going to hit Command F or Control F and type in body. Okay, that's the end of the body. Let's go to the top here. And there we go. The beginning of the body is going to look like that. Once we do that, we're simply going to paste it. There we go. There is our code. With this code pasted here, and I encourage you to use ChatGPT or Claude if you get stuck on this spot. Simply just paste the entire file and just ask, where do I put it? You'll be good to go. I'm going to hit save. Once I hit save, it's live. It's good. Let's see it. And now we've officially added the Chatbot widget. Let's test it out.
Hey there, what AI automation services interest you?
Hey, I'm looking to automatically respond to my emails. I don't want to respond to emails anymore.
Got it. We can definitely help with automating your email responses. Could I have your first and last name, please?
Yes, it's Corbin Brown.
Thank you, Corbin. I'm capturing your request to automate email responses, and will ensure it reaches the right team. Could you also provide me with your email address?
Yes, it's contact@webcafeai.com.
Great, thanks. I'll pass on your details and request. We'll reach out to you soon with more info on setting up automated email responses. Anything else you might need?
I think that's all. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome, Corbin. Thanks for reaching out to us. Have a great day.
All right, so that's super cool. I mean, right off the bat, I like the sphere animation. It just seems super futuristic. It's also super cool seeing like a little like emoji thing there. Obviously, you can turn that off if you don't want that. So far, so good. Let's check out the data. Coming back over to Zapier here, all we need to do now is do test trigger. Since we've associated the model ID already, we should get a call here. Here we go, phone call A. We get a couple things from this phone call. We get the call transcript, and then what we care about and the variables we identified were the user email from contact@webcafeai.com and the underlying service that the user was looking for. And as you see here, we got it right here. They want an AI automation email response service. Pretty good so far. So with this information, what we can do now is that right when the call ends, we can set up our email, or alternatively, if you want to add like some type of delay block, so maybe you don't want to instantly do the steps that are going to follow up a call, simply just add a delay by Zapier. Hit delay, and you can be like, hey, don't do anything after that call for like 20 minutes, 2 hours, 2 weeks, whatever it may be. For example, we'll do 20 minutes, good to go. For me, I'm just going to do it instantly, so I'm going to delete this. And what we're going to do is I'm going to use a ChatGPT block to kind of format this. So I'm going to do ChatGPT. We're going to do an action event, a conversation. And I'm going to go ahead and say, based on this lead data for my AI automation agency, to give context of who you are, we're going to do email, semicolon, and we'll do service wanted, semicolon. And then right here, which is super cool because they kind of itemize it already in that Synthflow block here, we're going to simply find what we're looking for here. So in this context, for very specific variables of user email and AI service, we're going to do executed action return value. Click that. And then we're going to slightly change our prompt here. We're going to do email and service wanted. There we go. Alternatively, the way you could approach this, rather than the specific data points that we went ahead and extracted in that phone call, is you could just load the entire transcript. So if I want to do this again, I can do call transcript and then analyze the entire thing with a ChatGPT block to get exactly what I want. From this, though, I'm simply going to put formulate the body of an email for this inquiry. And then give a little context. We're going to do context here. With OpenAI's new model of GPT-4o Mini, you're able to get a ton of information in one prompt. For these body emails, I'm just going to provide the context of typically what shows up in a business email that I've put out in the past. Context, business, web cafe AI, services, range 1,000 to 2,000, and every email with would you be interested in going in a call. Formulate the body of the email. This should be all good to go. Add a memory key for consistent outputs here. We're going to continue and test this step. So here's the first email draft here. I'm going to go ahead and change some stuff here so the email comes out a little bit more clean when it comes to data variables such as your name, the position, etc. I'm going to go ahead and say my name is Corbin, the position is CEO, and then I'm going to add this nice little parameter here of do max of 4 sentences. So if you want to limit the size of the return on that body, that's how you do it. Retest step. And this looks pretty good here. Obviously, take as much time as you want on this step here. But for example, thank you for your interest in our AI automation services at WebCafe AI, particularly regarding AI Auto Email Responder, which was referenced in that call. From here, I can simply go to Gmail. We can create an action event of creating a draft based off this call. Create draft. Select your account. From here, the 2 is going to be simply that email that we grabbed from that call. Therefore, for me to effectively grab that email, we're going to add one more block here. This will be another ChatGPT block. Action event conversation. We're going to say, based on this data, the whole purpose of this block will be data extraction. Semicolon, parentheses. We're going to put in the extracted data from that call, which will be executed action return value. We'll then do output the email, no text before or after. This is very specific, and this is what's really nice about that kind of prompting. This makes sure that it's just the email. Continue, test this step, and we should just see contact at webcafeai.com. And we do. Sounds good. Come back to our create draft here. We're going to do 2. And it's going to be based off the previous conversation that we had with ChatGPT, which is going to be the reply. Looking good. And then for our subject, this could be fixed text. So we can just say webcafe AI inquiry. In theory, you can make a whole separate block here from ChatGPT that would make the subject line personalized to the individual call that you just had or Synthflow just had. From here, we're going to go ahead and do our body. We're going to add that reply previously, which is from our second block here. Boom. And what I like to do is I typically like leaving the subject line within the draft email. So maybe we'll paste it over and use that instead of the fixed text one. In addition, you can add signatures to your email. So the signature you already use in your Gmail, you could add it there. This also works with Outlook, obviously. Labels and inboxes. Maybe for these kind of emails, you include a onboarding PDF. So we can add that as an attachment right there. Whatever it may be, there's a ton of cool stuff we can do in this context. Continue, test step. And then coming over to my Gmail here, I can go to drafts because that's what we created and we see it right there. So from here, I can go ahead and simply delete this. Maybe I want to use this subject line as well. Delete that, add a dash here. So whatever you want to do, it just kind of puts you in the step in the right direction for the specific context of handling that information that you received on that chatbot. Now, obviously the steps I just showed here can be applied to anything. You now have the ability to basically set up a chatbot within your website, extract relevant data that you care about, and then push through wherever you want using Zapier's ecosystem. Therefore, thank you, Natalie, for handling that call and getting me a potential lead for my business. If you feel like you learned something, make sure you leave a like. It's completely free. If you want to see other videos I've done on Synthflow that shows you using this kind of tech in different contexts, check out the video at the end here. I did a whole other video showing you how to do this, but with a phone. Pretty cool stuff. Other than that, though, I'll see you in the next video. It's a live chatbot. It's live. Talk to it. Talk to it. 2 random videos. That's my face. I'll see you in the next video.